Hey guys, I hope you all crispy and crunchy. It's Sayori and Matty here, and third time is the charm. Welcome to Sayori's route of DDLC Purist mod. Well, we now even got her cute little sprite on the title screen. In my spare time, I've done all the annoying stuff once again, by which I mean all the stuff the original game already provides, so we only get to see fresh new content. And I left off at where Sayori was about to tell us about her depression, and I already skipped that part. And while I was skipping the whole conversation with her, it came to a sudden halt, and we are here now, and I think this is where the new stuff begins. So I guess let's just get going. Just as I'm about to leave, she calls out to me. Her voice shows how conflicted she is. Please, don't go. I'm so scared. I don't want things to change. I don't want to lose you, but I don't want you to be part of this. I don't want to waste your time. Sayori? I look her in the eyes and smile to reassure her that I'm here to stay. Even if my brain needs some time to realize that Sayori, my closest friend, has been keeping something like this from me for all these years. I know that is no reason to shut myself in my room. Maybe if I stay with her for a while, I can process the information better. You don't need to worry. Let's take things slow. Matty? I don't know how to react. I don't know how much about depression, but I do know you're my best friend. What kind of lousy friend would I be if I left you now? Sayori casts her eyes downward and looks back up at me with a brave face. I can see she's trying to hold back her tears. I then instinctively wrap my arms around her. I feel her warmth as she starts crying into my chest. For some unknown reason, I feel like I need to suppress the urge to cry myself. I stay strong for her sake. But if I'm honest, I'm more than a little scared. Wow. 10 minutes later, Sayori is still crying into my chest. She hasn't said a single word. Why are you crying? I should have stayed quiet. Now things are going to be different between us forever. The struggle in her mind is written all over her face. I realize I can't leave her like this, even if I don't know what to do. If nothing else, at least I can act as a shoulder for her to cry on. I don't know, but I think you're wrong. Wrong? Even if I knew you were depressed, I would still be friends with you. But why? I don't know the answer myself. I just blurted my statement out without thinking. For a few more minutes, we simply stand there, locked in an embrace. Neither of us says a word. The only thing we can hear are our own breaths, and at times I think I can even hear somebody's heartbeat. I can't say for sure whether it's mine or Sayori's. Hundreds of thoughts rush through my head as I try to fully grasp the situation. Do you trust me, Sayori? Sayori slowly nods. You're my best friend. I trust you more than anyone. Still, I don't know why. I only get scared when I think about the fact that you mean so much to me. I stroke her hair. You're my best friend too. I won't give up on you. Ever. Even if I'm confused, I know those words are genuine. I'm sorry for being such a mess. Don't apologize for it. Things are going to get better from now on. Huh? I want to help you, Sayori. Sayori suddenly turns to me. Matty, no, please don't waste your time and energy on me. But, Sayori. I smile confidently and look deep into her eyes. I don't consider being with you a waste of time. Never did. Never will. But why? We've been friends our whole lives. This isn't something I'll just let you go through alone. Despite my words, Sayori's expression doesn't seem to change. She sighs. You can't help me. You don't understand. Depression isn't just the same as being sad. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, but I want to try. My words seem to reach her. I see her lips move in search of a counter-argument. I realize this is my chance. Before she can retort, I go in for the decisive blow. You're right, I know nothing about depression. I don't know what's best for you, and that scares me. But that's no reason for me to give up on you. Just trust me, okay? Sayori looks at me almost like she wants to find a piece of doubt in me. Then suddenly, the ghost of a smile appears on her face. Okay. A fraction of the smile that I know and love returns to Sayori's face. From now on, we'll do this together. Even if I know nothing about depression, I promise myself I will help Sayori. She's always been there for me whenever I was sad, never showing how damaged she really is up until now. Even if I lack knowledge, I'm determined to help her. The festival is tomorrow. Yeah. Just then an idea hits me. How about we prepare for it together? I want to prepare for it together with you. I want that too, but I don't want to be selfish. It's not selfish if both of us want it. Even if I'm too embarrassed to admit it, I genuinely want to spend more time with her. Even if it's just a way to cope with what she told me. It's almost like I think I can progress the information better if I assure myself that things are still mostly the same as they were before. She's still my best friend, my only friend. That hasn't changed. I don't think that will ever change. Ironically enough, now that I know she's depressed, I want to spend more time with her than ever before. Alright, you have a point, but didn't you have other plans? I shake my head. No, and even if I did, I'm sure the others would understand. Besides, I feel like I have to be here for her right now. I try my best attempt at giving her a reassuring smile. Though with my current mindset, it probably makes me look like some monster taken out of a horror novel. Let's do this like we always have, Sayori. Alright. Even if she still looks upset, I feel as if she's calmed down. Even if just a little. Maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe it's just me feeling relieved that she doesn't ask me to leave. We work together on her poem until late in the evening. While she's busy writing, I quickly slip out to send Monica a text explaining that we have to change some of the plans. She quickly replies that she understands the situation and will take care of the rest. Over the course of the evening, I see occasional flashes of Sayori's old personality, but I don't know if they are genuine or her trying to put up a facade for my sake. Finally, we work ourselves to exhaustion, and it's only when both of our stomachs rumble that I realize how many hours we spent writing her poem. I decide to make her some dinner, despite her complaints. This is delicious, Matty. I haven't eaten food this good in forever. I'm glad you like it. I tried my best. As I made dinner for her, I noticed how almost all the food she had was either fast food or instant noodles. Come to think of it, this is something I've always noticed her serve me when I visited her in the past. Now I understand it was likely because of her depression. She's probably not able to try to learn new dishes. Regardless, Sayori enjoys my food, wolfing it down. I almost worry it'll get stuck in her throat. Matty, are you feeling alright? Sayori notices I haven't even touched my plate despite my hunger. In a desperate attempt to cover up my concern for her, I fake a yawn. Yes, I'm fine. I guess I'm tired. If you want to, you can go home. I finished up the poem myself. No, I'm staying. It's fun to be with you. Fun? She laughs bitterly. I enjoy this. Just sitting down and writing poems with you. It's kind of fun, don't you think? Thanks for the compliment. We eat in silence, and I realize how much I valued those days when there was no drama between us. I regret not spending more time with her over the last few years. Maybe if I did, things wouldn't have turned out this way. Maybe I could have done something to help her, if only I'd picked up on the signs. How could I not notice how often she was late to school? Or how often she was wore the same clothes for weeks? Or how she always let others make decisions for her? Don't blame yourself. I throw her a confused gaze. It's written all over your face. You probably blame yourself for not being there for me, right? Am I that easy to read? Sayori smiles. It's not like you could have done anything. I shake my head. I don't want to believe that. Even if it's true, then you can't seriously think this will end well for you if you try to deal with it alone. Sayori is left speechless for my remark. Depression or not, I still care about you. You're one of the few people I can say for sure I trust. I don't deserve this. What are you talking about? Of course you do. Everyone deserves someone who cares about them. That's not what I meant. I don't deserve to be cared about, to have someone who wastes their efforts on me. I want to be a burden to anyone, least of all for you. Sayori, you were never a burden to me, and you won't be. But You ask why you should make friends when you realize how worthless you are. But aren't we friends? Yes. When you call yourself worthless, how do you think I feel? Of course, it makes you feel bad, which is why I never talk about it. But if you're miserable and I want to help you get out of said misery, then I'm technically doing it for myself and not for you. Okay. Yes, but what are you getting at here? If anything bad were to happen to you, I wouldn't be able to recover. I don't want to be indebted to me. I don't want you to be indebted to me. I want to help you because it would also help me. You would do that for me? Why? Because you're worth a lot to me, Sayori. You want me to be happy, and I want you to be happy. I don't know what would make you happy or what would make you realize how much you're worth, but both to me and to others, but I know what would make me happy. What could that be? It's to spend more time with you and make you smile. Sayori looks shocked. You've always made me feel happy because you've always accepted me with open arms. Plus, you're the only girl who I can call my friend, and I'm glad to be able to say that. What I'm saying is that I don't want you to lose you. I want to help you. That will make me happy. Matty, thank you. I'm lucky to have a friend like you, Matty. It feels too good to know someone cares about and appreciates me. You're the only one who makes me feel that way, each day. Even though she smiles, her cheeks redden. I feel an awkward silence falling over the room. It's late, I think we should call it a day. I feel very tired and need to think. She throws a reassuring smile at me. Don't worry about me though, I won't give up, even if it's just for your sake. Thank you, I appreciate that. We say goodbye for the day. Just before I leave, I hear her whisper something inaudible behind my back. That night, I find myself unable to fall asleep for a long time. My brain keeps replaying our conversation. Can I really do anything to help her? Tomorrow is the day of the festival. Sayori will probably feel awkward after our conversation. I should go check up on her as soon as I wake up. After all, that's what she would do for me if she was in my position. At long last, I feel my eyelids getting heavy. The last thing I see before falling asleep is a memory of Sayori smiling at me. I refuse to believe that her smile was fake at all this time. It's the day of the festival. Of all the days, I expected this to be something I could be excited for. However, I barely slept last night for many reasons other than excitement. With what we had talked about yesterday in mind, I take out my phone and call Sayori's number, but she isn't answering. A sudden fear takes over me. What if she... Before I can finish my thoughts, my phone rings. I try to answer, but my palms are so sweaty from the sudden surge of stress, so I drop my phone on the ground. I see she's calling me. I quickly dive down to the ground and swipe my finger across the screen to answer. Matty? Her voice is unnaturally hoarse. I either woke her up, or she didn't sleep at all and has been up all night. Or she did catch a cold, which I don't hope. I decide to indirectly ask her. Sorry, did I wake you up? No, I've been up for a while. Her voice takes on an unnaturally cheery tone. Something's not right here. Don't worry about me. Her laugh sounds forced. Something is clearly wrong here. Sayori. What? A sudden fear grips me. I realize I have to distract her somehow before things get out of control. She clearly sounds upset, and from how tired she sounds, I assume she didn't sleep at all. There's no knowing what she'll do to herself if I hang up on her like this. Best play on words. Not funny, but anyway. I called because I want to meet up before the festival. We always go to school together. How about I come over and make you breakfast? She says nothing, but I hear her sigh on the other end. I promised we'd go to the festival together. Is this because of what I told you yesterday? Is that why you're suddenly acting this way? No, that's not it. I want to spend time with you before the festival. I mean, I woke up so early, there isn't much for me to do to pass time, except maybe watching anime. You told me you didn't want me to turn into a NEET, didn't you? Sayori laughs bitterly at the other end of the phone. You're right, you're absolutely right. And since you're my only friend, I guess I have nobody else to socialize with. It's either you or the anime. I get what you mean. She pauses and I hear the sound of a door opening, followed by the thud of something heavy hitting the ground and the closing of the door. Alright, when can you come over? I'm on my way now. Okay, I'll go get ready for the day. I'll leave the door unlocked for you. And I make my way over to her house. I hang up and run out the door as fast as my legs can take me. I don't even care about closing my door or bother looking at the road. My heart threatening to smash my chest, I make a beeline for her house and I feel black dots clouding my vision by the time I arrive. Panting heavily, I open the door. She really did leave it unlocked. As soon as I enter, I hear the sound of the shower running. Remembering the sounds I heard just before the call ended, I rush up to her room. I've watched too much anime to know where this could potentially lead. However, I don't care. I think back, I heard the sound of a door opening. Judging by the sound I heard afterwards, it had to be a room with a wooden floor. You can hear that through a phone? That's impressive. That would mean I mentally ask her to forgive me before opening her closet and run my hands down the mountain of unorganized clothes. Perhaps the sound was just my imagination. For a few minutes, I feel nothing as I dig deeper and deeper into the pile. I'm about to give up when my hand suddenly feels something hard and uneven underneath them. I dig it up, and my eyes widen as I find myself holding a long, tight rope. Did you mean to... Before I can even finish my own thoughts, I take the rope in both hands and dash across the room before throwing the rope out through the open window. Geez, so we basically saved her last minute. Last second even. Wow, that's heavy. Just as I think it's over though, the sound of running water suddenly stops. I realize I'm screwed if Sayori finds me loitering about in her room. I quickly cover up my deed and rush out of the room. I then begin preparing breakfast for the two of us, while silently promising myself that I'll make sure today is going to be enjoyable for her. Whew. Okay. Jeez, took you long enough. We were honestly getting worried you'd never show up. Alright, looks like everyone's finally here. It seems like the two of us were the last ones to arrive. Thankfully enough, the actual event hasn't started yet. Sorry, I kind of forgot to write my poem during the weekend. Well, is it ready now? Oh, come on, Sayori. Will you at least try to take this seriously? Sayori casts her eyes downward. This looks bad. Natsuki doesn't know the reason for why Sayori was unable to write. I did promise Sayori to keep her condition a secret. I cast a quick glance towards Sayori, whose smile is slowly fading. At this rate, she might start crying. Worst case scenario, her secret might be revealed. On the other hand, I know Sayori is strong enough to endure it. It might make them suspicious if I suddenly act out of character. To speak up or have faith in Sayori's resilience and remain silent? What should I do? Well, as I've learned some episodes ago, save your game before facing difficult decisions. Here we go. It's my fault, really, or remain silent? I probably should do something and not overthink it too much. I think it's my phone. I shake my head and look at Natsuki dead in the eyes. Stop it, Natsuki. Natsuki's not at fault. Natsuki's not at fault here. Matty! I quickly throw Sayori a stern look to tell her to just play along. She nods, and I can briefly see the gratitude in her eyes. The reason we were late was because Sayori had to help me write my poem. What? You didn't write one either? Not either. Sayori did write a poem. She had one ready since Friday. I nudge her with my shoulder and wink at her. Of course she would lie to keep me from appreciating in a bad light. Was I correct? I see. Matty, why? I told you not to tell him. I shrug. I have a conscience too, you know. I can't let my friend take the fall for me. It's about time I start taking responsibility for my actions. I see. I'm sorry, Natsuki. I'm sorry, Sayori. Not Natsuki. Sayori smiles a radiant smile. Oh, no harm done. I should have tried. I shouldn't have lied in the first place. Natsuki shoots me a frustrated glare. And you, stop being lazy and contribute if you're in the club. Or did you just join it because there were a ton of cute girls here? Well, partially, yeah. Why you want to know? Jeez! Natsuki turns her heel and leaves while muttering something inaudible. Anyway, may I see the poem? Yes, of course. Here you go. She hands Monica the envelope containing the poem. You two writing a poem together. Aren't you cute? You two. What? I notice Sayori's cheeks take in a rosy sheen. What's odd, however, is that for some reason my face feels very hot, and for a few seconds I feel slightly lightheaded. We're not. Why would you say that? Hey, I know more than you think. Having that said, Monica opens the envelope and leaves us alone. I don't even need to look in Sayori's direction to know she's looking at me. I turn my head and our eyes meet. Sorry, I don't know where Monica got the idea from. We'd be kind of cute together, though, don't you think? Even though I say it as a joke, my words make me feel weird. Sayori laughs nervously, and I feel oddly disheartened. And that's why I promise I'll stop joking around for the rest of the day. Haha, no, I appreciate it. She sighs and sits down on an empty table. The fact that you can even joke about it, it's funny. I sit down next to her and take her left hand into my right hand. Her hands are small, warm, and clammy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that, Sayori. If the joke was a joke for any reason, it was that the idea of me ever finding a girlfriend is downright hilarious. Don't say that. I'm sure you'd find an amazing girl who would love you one day. Unless you become a NEET, that is. Ha ha. Oh, that's me. I promise, once things settle down, I'll help you find someone. Actually, I would be kind of satisfied with you. Yeah. I want you to be happy. You deserve it so much. You also deserve happiness, Sayori. Sayori smiles a sad smile. The others will get suspicious if we just sit around here. Let's go and be useful to them, so they leave us alone. Okay. I let go of her hand and we join the others in preparation for the festival event. As I work on hanging up the decorations, I can't help but notice I'm strangely distracted. I don't know why, but I can't shake off this feeling of uncertainty that has taken over me. Even so, I know I don't have time to think about it too much right now. Before I know it, it's time for the festival. It seems like we have attracted quite a crowd. I notice I'm slightly anxious as I step up and stand next to Sayori. I throw a quick look at her face and see a nervous yet gentle smile. The whole room is silent, with the exception of a few whispers from the audience. Before long, Monica's voice breaks the silence. Okay, everyone, it's time to read poems. We'll start by having the members of our literature club read their wonderful selections first. She turns to Sayori. If you would mind, could you go first, Sayori?
Right, I'll try my best.
Give a warm applause to the vice president of our club. As soon as the applause ends, Sayori steps up to the podium and reads her poem aloud. The poem she chooses is one that I've never read before. Oh, we got to read a poem now. That's different. White Lily. Some place far away in a wasteland where no man has gone before. In a land where rain and sun's conflicted lies at the core. In a land ruled by the rainbows. A single white lily grows. Selfishly dreaming to spread joy. Even if it meant her devastation. A small price to pay. When the Mr. Sun visits her, she opens her petals and smiles at the cheery day. When Mr. Raincloud comes to play, she closes her petals, wishing the cloud be several miles away. Even if Raincloud tempts her and wants to be her friend, his false kindness only makes her rattled. The lily wants no temptation. What she dreams for is a peaceful end. Once a rainbow took the shape of a dark-robed man. As he brandished his scythe, he heard the lily's sobs. To pluck the lily and end her was his plan. Yet he couldn't bear the weight of stopping her heart throbs. And so she sat with her, hearing her story out, sweet words of comfort escaping his mouth. So, is this kind of a... So is this kind of a reference to the whole situation between me and Sayori? The Mr. Sun being her happiness, Mr. Raincloud being her depression, and the rainbow being me? And of course, Sayori is a lily. Well, I interpreted it that way. So let's move on. Though she starts off slow due to her anxiety, she quickly becomes more and more confident as the poem goes on. Once she's done, she bows gracefully as a few members of the audience clap. This is bad. Sayori's performance was excellent, and yet she doesn't receive... Okay, I didn't mean to skip that. What should I do? Yell bravo or clap louder than the others? Sorry, I want to save again. Well, yelling bravo might make it a bit obvious that there's something going on between me and Sayori. And clap louder, it's basically the same, but I want to see what happens when I yell. I jump up and whistle before yelling bravo at the top of my lungs. This seems to catch a crowd's attention. Though it might just be because they're starting staring at the guy who's making himself look like a fool. As I start clapping, the other members of the literature club begin clapping it harder as well. Give her a warm applause, everyone. The crowd eventually gives into peer pressure and starts clapping louder and louder. Sayori blushes slightly and steps down to the sound of the crowd cheering. Even if she says nothing, I can tell she's feeling grateful for me stepping in. Thank you for that great poem, Sayori. Next up is... Before Monica can finish, Yuri runs up to the podium, tightly clutching her poem and avoiding eye contact with the audience. My former waifu. She then starts reading... She then reads her poem aloud. Yuri's performance was splendid. It showed me a side of her that I've never seen before. No sooner had she started reading her poem that her voice became filled with confidence, like she owned the room. She was met with even louder cheers than Sayori's performance did. Soon after, she was followed by Monica and Natsuki. Even before they started reading, it was clear Monica was the highlight of the show. She was met with deafening cheers, even before she read her poem, which turned out to be an amazing piece of work. Finally, it was my turn. Everyone was quiet, and even the music fades now. Great! As the only guy in the literature club, I feel pressured to put on a good show. It's only when I look out at the crowd that I notice most of the audience are guys from my year. They look at me like I'm a weirdo. Jesus. I hear a few guys from my class whispering amongst themselves. I know the rumors will be inevitable. Part of me just wants to step down and leave. I'd be less of an embarrassment to me if I did. However, just as I start hesitating, I hear a girl's voice cheering me on. I look down and see Sayori smiling at me.
You can do this, Matty. I believe in you.
There was a voice break in the middle of that. I have to do this for her. I have to put on a good performance. Not to please them, but to make her happy. I take a deep breath to swallow my anxiety and then read my poem. It's of questionable quality compared to the rest, and I'm met with the coldest reception of the entire club. Sorry. Barely anyone applauds me, and I hear one or two guys booing me. Oh, come on, don't be dicks. They tell me to stop writing since my poem is terrible. Wait, seriously? Even though I'm used to being treated like a joke by my classmates, hearing them insult me like this hurts me a little more than usual.
Give him a warm round of applause, everyone. He did great.
Not even Monica can convince the crowd to give me as much as a single clap in my direction. Just then, I hear someone clapping loudly. Let me guess, it's Sayori. I turn my head to see Sayori. Sayori?
You did great, Matty. I'm proud of you.
What is she doing? Sayori turns around to face the crowd.
If not for Matty, I wouldn't have been able to read my poem. It would never be finished. Matty's a great person and friend. He chose to help me with my poem, even if it meant his would have glaring flaws.
Sayori beams me a bright smile before facing the crowd again.
So please give him credit where credit is due.
I hear the crowd muttering amongst themselves again. Before I know it, a few of them start clapping. After a few seconds, the whole audience, with the exception of a few people, applauds me. I look at Sayori, who blushes slightly. Question mark, explanation mark? Explanation point. What is this that I feel? It's like my entire body is heating up to painful levels. I can't take this. I feel more embarrassed than I've ever been in my life. I need to get out of here. Before anyone can stop me, I take my awful poem and dash out of the room. My performance was a complete disaster. Alright. I don't know if this is a good spot to leave it here, but I'll do it anyway. So what happened? Well, Sayori happened. We literally saved her from dying. Just even the thought of just me waking up a minute later or something would have been too late. Or not me, but my character. So Jesus, we barely managed to do that, but we did it anyway. We managed to save her, and well, and she stands up for me literally during my recitation. Yeah. But anyway, I'm excited to find out what will happen. I guess we'll find out more in the next episode. And until then, a cereal. That still doesn't make any sense, but bye.